Good day, colleagues. We're going to talk about something that will empower you, that is at your disposal, but oftentimes you may not know how to use it or you may be scared of using it. We're going to use what's called the Task Manager, right? And Task Manager, as the name implies, allows you to manage tasks. Right, so there are various options. Let me show you the easiest way, which is right click on your taskbar. This is your taskbar, and say Task Manager. Right, that's going to open this application here, which gives you more power. And I've always said that knowledge is power, and we all agree on it that knowledge is power. Sometimes we need to seek knowledge to empower ourselves. Even if someone doesn't provide it for us or provide it to us, we need to seek that knowledge. I'm going to show you another way. Oops, I think I passed it. Where is it? System accessory. Let me see. Is this it? Nope. On screen. Why am I not seeing this? Ease of access. Here we are. On-screen keyboard. I'm just showing you this on-screen keyboard so you can have an idea of what I'm talking about. So we just did the whole, let me close this again, the whole, oops, right-click taskbar and open Task Manager. On your keyboard, you can also do, this is in quick succession of Control Shift Escape, and that will open Task Manager. So I'm going to press it on my keyboard. Oh, I think the on-screen keyboard is messing me up. Let me close it. So I just pressed it. Oh, hold on. Close that. Right. It was open already, so while I was pressing on it, it wasn't open. So there we are again. Let me reopen the on-screen keyboard and see if it will highlight these buttons for me. And there's something I had missed in a previous video. I think I'll just do it here so I don't have to make another video. But in the start menu video, there's something that you could have done, which is pin to taskbar. You right click something that's already opened and say pin to taskbar. It could also be on your start menu. Like for instance, this I could right click and say more and go pin to taskbar, and it will be pinned there, and I can just click on it and it opens it. I'm going to unpin this because I don't need it. I just need this for the duration of this video, so I've pinned it. So if I close it, I can open it again. So I closed it and I reopen it, and I'm going to unpin it afterwards. Now if I go Control Shift Escape, there we go, it opens your taskbar. Control Shift Escape. Escape wasn't highlighted for some reason. Let me see. Does it? For some reason, I don't know. Must have been how they built the application. But I would have hoped Escape showed. Right. So those are two ways. There's also the way of doing Control Alt Delete, which is a long way. And there's no way of actually showing that based on the application that I'm using to record this video. But on that screen, you would have had an option to open the Task Manager, right? So in Task Manager, it allows you to close applications that you are allowed to. So let's say, for instance, this had something saying not responding, which we oftentimes see. I don't have a lot of stuff running now, so I would not get that not responding error. But I could have just clicked on here and say end task, and it would actually close this program here. I have another one here running. I could click on it and say end task and close it. All right, here's another one running. Right click. There's a thing here that you could, there's some other options. You could have said create dump file. I wouldn't advise you to do that unless absolutely necessary. So I'm not actually using this program, so I can say end task. Be aware though, sorry, if you are using like a Word file and your Word file has frozen and you see not responding in brackets, when you end it, you will lose your all the changes you have not saved. What I would say in that case is, if something like that happens, don't look for the file itself. Go to Word, the Word application, let it open it, and then you'll see on the far left, you'll see some options saying auto save, and check the date and timestamp and pick the one that was most recent and click on it. And when it opens, you'll have an option to save it. Don't work in it and leave it as is. Ensure that when it opens, you go save as, and then save it in the location that the original file was, the one that you were originally working with, and overwrite it. All right. When you leave it on the file that you are working with, where it says auto save in brackets up here, don't work with that. Save it as the previous file you are working with and overwrite it. I'm telling you this to avoid any problems you'll have in the future. All right. So this actually gives you more power. So like for instance, these things are running in the background. They often pop up on me based on various tools I use, and I want to close them. There's a whole bunch of them. I'm not actually seeing them on here to close, so I can just right click and close, and they're actually closing, but it's a lot of them. So there we are. And this is actually causing problems in the background. I may not be seeing the problems it's causing, but I know. These are actually some script files that the operating system generates, and in the past they have caused problems. At present, they are not causing any problems, but they will. Right? So I'm ending them. This is what I normally refer to as a preemptive strike. So I'm ending these. There are times when you don't have administrative rights, and you may try and end something like this, which requires you to have admin rights. And there's a reason for that, because it's to prevent you from closing something accidentally that might mess things up. You may find your computer crashes, and then when you reboot, all the files that you were working on have not been saved. Oftentimes, closing an application that is not supposed to be closed doesn't actually crash the operating system, meaning Windows is not crashed, but it may cause it to forcefully reboot, and what you are working on may be lost, or some of the changes you are working on, unsaved changes, will be lost. So it's oftentimes not advisable to close anything that you know you weren't using. All right, so I'm going to close these at the end of this video. But this also shows you some other things. This is Windows 10, so it's a bit more powerful than previous versions. You'll see some graphs here that gives you an idea. You'll say Ethernet not connected because I'm connected to a wireless connection here. My CPU, you'll see the progress of my CPU. I'm not downloading anything, so that's why there's no activity there. My Bluetooth is not connected to anything. Various things to put the power in your hands. You'll see the things that are starting up, and I've disabled a number of them. The user that's logged on is me, and these are the applications I'm running. And these are some services that are running on the PC. And if you mess up any of these, it could cause problems. But most times you have to focus on processes and anything that may be slowing down your computer. So like here, you'll click on CPU, and it shows me what's using the most CPU in descending order, what's using the most memory in descending order. And you'll see this is using, and this is the operating system. So you have to actually know what you're doing, but oftentimes when you have an app that says not responding, this is when you actually need to use Task Manager. All right, so I hope this was helpful. I hope at your, all right, you remember that thing that we were closing? This is actually, where is it? What was it? It's actually these things. So this is the program that's running them. So it says script. They're all connected. You just have to know what you're doing. Right. So I hope that this was helpful to you in some way. Be careful what you're doing. And it's always good to read up and to empower yourself with knowledge. All right, colleagues.